You know, Star Trek Lower Deck's 4th season's premiere episode made me think about one of the most controversial episodes of Voyager.
Well, it was all about Voyager and that particular incident, so that was kind of the point.
Yeah, well, I think it's high time I told you all what I think of what happened to Tuvix.
Uh-oh.
Hit it! Don't worry, Gigi, I'll make it quick. You see, most people who complain about what happened to Tuvix...
Excuse me, Commander, but what actually did happen to Tuvix?
You mean you don't know?
This crew keeps me pretty busy in sickbay, you know. The space thawing alone is a full-time job. I really wish you guys would stop doing that.
Alright, okay. Sorry, Gigi, this'll take a little longer than planned. Put simply, Neelix, the jolly cook, and Tuvix, the emotionless Vulcan security officer, are on a planet gathering plant samples. But when they beam up, a transporter accident sees them merge into one.
Oh, hence the name Tuvix.
Exactly.
I would have preferred Nevok myself.
The crew realize it's because of one of the plants that somehow merged their DNA thanks to some biobabble.
Biobabble?
It's technobabble, but for biology.
Got it.
But they're unable to find a way to separate them.
They're stuck together like a pair of partially melted gummy bears.
But over the coming weeks, Tuvix becomes a valued member of the crew, an even more valuable member than the previous two, in fact, as he uses hunches to finish a security sweep faster.
Something Tuvok would never do.
And he's even a better cook.
Neelix's cooking was, let's say, special.
Like yours.
Well, thank you. Hey! So Tuvix was greater than the sum of his parts.
You got it, Doc. He even makes friends and everything's fine. Life moves on. Except for Kes, who can't get over the fact that her boyfriend and her mentor are essentially dead.
Well, they're merged.
Imagine how embarrassing that would be. Like you're dating your therapist or something. You know, in France, we might call that a good session. Hardly the time nor the place, counselor. Pardon.
So if I get this right, this episode was meant to introduce a change in the cast at the end or beginning of a season.
And there's the crux of the matter, Doc. It was 2 episodes shy of the second season finale. Had it been made into a season cliffhanger, the stakes would have been so much higher. But Voyager had an unhealthy habit of resetting itself, ready for the new episode the following week. So it wasn't too much of a surprise when the Doctor eventually found a cure.
So they just separated them back again?
It wasn't that simple. You see, Tuvix didn't want to die.
That would indeed put a spanner in the works.
But then Kes pleaded with Janeway to get her boyfriend back, and the captain decided to do what so many in the fandom have hated her for. She ordered Tuvix to undergo the procedure.
And by doing so, Tuvix dies and Neelix and Tuvok are reborn?
As easy as flicking a switch.
That does raise some ethical issues since Tuvix didn't want to undergo the procedure, and you're essentially killing one person to save 2. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
You see, to me, that's just fine. The crew was like 70,000 light years away from the Federation, lost and alone. They didn't have the luxury of popping to the nearest starbase or chat with other doctors about the situation. Janeway was the captain, and she was also totally responsible for them being stranded so far from home. That much power and responsibility would affect anyone.
The burden of command.
You think this is the face of someone who has any kind of burden? Look at it. This is the face of somebody ready to commit premeditated murder.
Maybe she was out of coffee that day.
She was quite partial to that dark, bitter beverage, but what she did to Tuvix, I don't hold it against her. She's a captain, 70 years away from home, and she has to make difficult decisions every day. So is it any surprise she kind of turned into a dictator? And dictators have a tendency to take matters into their own hands, and to hell with morality.
I think you're going a little too far.
Don't forget, over the course of their journey, Janeway played fast and loose with so many rules. She had sex with a junior officer and abandoned the children of that union without ever mentioning them again.
She looks different in that clip.
Never mind that, Doc. She also had no problem erasing her doctor's memory rather than allowing him to process trauma, because, you know, that would take too much time, and there's people to heal, damn it.
I've made a command decision for your own benefit and the welfare of this entire crew. I'm not willing to debate it.
That had better not have happened to me.
How would you know if we had, Doc? And we also saw that if she didn't like something, she'd just make the problem disappear.
Delete the wife.
So Janeway acted as Janeway was known to act.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
But here's what I had a problem with. When Tuvix is ordered to report to sickbay and security guards are summoned, he naturally refuses. I mean, wouldn't you?
What? Sorry, Commander?
What are you doing?
Well, I'm, looking through my log entries to see if I remember them all.
Right. Cute, you'd think we wouldn't have altered those as well. So, where was I? Oh, yes. And what does Tuvix do? He pleads for his life. He begs his friends and colleagues, the bridge crew, to help him. You know, those bastions of the Federation, the best of Starfleet.
Doesn't anyone see that this is wrong?
On another ship, a different captain might have said,
Starfleet was founded to seek out new life. Well, there it sits.
but here, those heroes just sit at their station and do nothing. They don't move, they don't say anything, they just stare at him. And that's when I realized that the crew of Voyager weren't heroes. Why should anyone root for them? And Tuvix, seeing this gutless cowardice, understandably just gives up.
Just one more casualty of the ship of death. The what now?
That's the reputation Voyager acquired after being in the Delta Quadrant for only a year and a half.
Your ship is known as a ship of death.
What?
Maybe the crew didn't react because they were too terrified of Janeway.
Yeah, because I was only following orders always works to show what a good person you really are. Look, she was a dictator, not a vicious one, most of the time. Still, there would have been more than enough of them to overpower her and take command if they wanted to, but nah. They didn't do it because they wanted him dead as much as she did.
Not one person helped.
Oh yeah, one. Sort of. The doctor said he wouldn't perform the procedure because Tuvix didn't want it.
Good man.
So Janeway said she'd do it herself, and the doc just stepped aside. He didn't stop her.
Well, he is a hologram. She could have just shut him down.
And she should have. It would have been in character for her anyway. Imagine if the doctor had refused to step aside. He would have been switched off, of course, but he would have kept his integrity while all the others lost theirs, and it would have been a powerful moment. Stepping aside is never a powerful moment. So there you have it. The Tuvix episode showed what the crew of Voyager were made of, and it wasn't a pretty sight. And by the following week, they'd forgotten all about their friend, that transporter malfunction, and neither were ever mentioned again.
Is that why you've never been much of a fan of that show?
That's one of the reasons, Gigi. Maybe one day I'll explore more of them. Anyway, feel free to express yourself in the comments, and I'll give you the response you deserve.
Hand the hole. What was going on?
Don't move, Mouse. We've looked into what happened to the captain, and it turns out the only one who could have tampered with the computer was you.
What? Are you crazy? That wasn't me. But I've been doing my own research, see, and I found... Was hast du getan?
I thought he was reaching for a weapon. Still, it'll make it easier to take him to the brig. By the way, you do know the setting to use to regrow him, right?